Sound check 1 2 1 2. Sound check 1 2 1 2. Sound check 1 2 1 2. Welcome in to another SR51 Media stream. I am your host, Saltares. Hopefully, you're having a good day today. If you're not, hopefully, it turns around for you. What I'm doing right now is setting up a. Oh, got some playback here. What I'm doing right now is I'm setting up some. I am setting up some highlights. Let me change the screen because I don't know if I want to put this out. 1 second. Okay. So I had to change some settings. I didn't know what emails listed in the menu, and I didn't want to broadcast and stuff like that. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up a match that can be in the background for basically a matchup. I was just about to pick this. Why not the Warriors versus the Los Angeles Lakers? Because my 76ers. 1 second. My 76ers are kind of going through something with Ben Simmons. So it's not kind of fair to put them in. So we'll put in the new Los Angeles Lakers with Antonio Davis, LeBron James, and Russell Westbrook versus uh, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, look like Jordan Peele, Andrew Wiggins, and I think Klay Thompson's still hurt. So we'll get this match going. This will be running in the background. Um, I don't think I need to change anything like time or anything like that. I turned the commentator off. So, ooh. Let me turn the game audio down a little bit. Oh, they playing music. Turn that off. But yeah, so what I wanted to do was turn down this computer audio as well. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to have a little chop up session after the game awards. I think that it brought up a lot of things that I noticed uh, that is prevalent in gaming, and it does, you know, to call it fair, it does impact me and it does impact my brand. So one of the things that I've been looking at, if you haven't been keeping up with the streams, is how to bring you guys the best content. And what I've been doing is I've been looking at the best platforms to do it. Now, I'm not supposed to be on the court. I see they have me. I see they have me on the court, which is not something. which is not something. Oh, here we go. Choose sides. That way they can just play their own match. So the thing about it is, one thing I noticed that I can assure you right now, because you may be feeling a little antsy in some of the things I've said. Sometimes I'm a little cryptic when I talk, and to tell you the truth, you have to be that way. Okay. Let me grab my vape 1 second. Prime example, right? One of the things I'm seeing a lot of now, just in these, really mainly in these launch windows of Halo, is when it comes to streamers, right? A lot of times, which is understandable, you have to have a goal. I think if you're going to get involved with streaming, and no, this is not like a upsetness thing or anything like that. I'm just calling it how I see it. Okay. When I got involved with gaming, streaming, actually, that was somewhere around 5+ years ago. Okay. And I've been gaming, if I could call it fair, I've been gaming since it was Nintendo and Sega. Basically, since there was a green screen Game Boy, whenever that released, that's when I started, right, as a small child. And I spend time talking about that because I don't see how people could grow up with Nintendo. And just to make you aware as well, let me put it in the chat so nobody comes in and doesn't know. I am waiting on a phone call. I am waiting on a phone call. And when I get it, I will change screens and be back shortly to continue the stream. For anybody that comes in and is wondering what's going on, right? So what I was saying was, for me, and not to make this story a long story, to cut a long story short, basically, when I was a kid, and it's probably still the same way in school, when I was a kid and you went, oh, let me plug this back up. Thought it had enough juice in it to go, but nah, not actually. So yeah, the thing about it was, when I, cut a long story short, if you haven't heard the story before, basically I started on a green screen Game Boy, and then I moved into the Nintendo, and then I moved into the Super Nintendo, then I moved into the, trying to remember which came first. I moved into the N64, and then I'm pretty sure I think the GameCube came after that, and then I started on an Xbox, and I just was Xbox, original Xbox, then the Xbox 360, and then the Xbox One, and now where I am now with the Xbox Series S. Just to reward people where they, because when I say that Rosarius is a counselor at SR51 Media, it's because she's my better half. You see what I'm saying? And anybody that has a significant partner, whoever they may be, guy, girl, whatever, a lot of times you bounce things off of them. You see what I'm saying? And one of the good things about Rosarius is we bounce things off of each other. Like, well, if I say this is something good for the channel, a lot of times she can give me input on, whether it's good or it's not. Same thing, if she brings up something for the channel, I can give my input of whether it's good or not. Now she has, like I said, she has things that she's doing that has taken her away from the day-to-day of SR51 Media, but she still is accessible by me to, be able to, get answers and questions from. And one of the things we discussed was only being Xbox content. Now, if you track back a couple of years ago, before I bought Oh, I was waiting on that phone call here. If you track back before I purchased my Nintendo Switch, I was mainly an Xbox channel. You see what I'm saying? Basically, I was solely playing Xbox. Only games that came on Xbox, multi-plats, of course, but mainly Xbox games. And that's where my channel started when it was Saltares Media. And one of the things that I noticed during that time was when Xbox and PlayStation was going back and forth was that they both had bangers. One of the myths that I think goes on in gaming, and one of the things that I will be fighting against, is this kind of like tribal mentality where it's like, well, if I prefer Xbox, then I need to talk crap about PlayStation. Or if I prefer PlayStation, I need to talk crap about Xbox. It's like, at the end of the day, we're all gamers, you know? And I don't mean that like in a kumbaya, let's all join hands type of thing. Like, yeah, you're going to debate. I'm all for a spirit, like a spiritual, not spiritual, spirited, how they say it, spirited. I'm all for a spirited debate, you know, back and forth about who you feel is. I mean, we used to do that all the time. Not even, most people think that stuff happens at school. Man, that stuff happens at work. That stuff happens at the family cookout. That stuff happens at the family get together. You know, that happens all the time. You know, when somebody feels that their product is superior to the product that you may own. But the thing that you have to keep in mind is they go back and forth. You know, the brands, to tell you the truth, don't even want us to be in a console war. Like, how many times have you read a big name executive being like, well, I don't believe in a console war? And our opponents, Xbox will say it all the time, our opponents is not PlayStation. PlayStation will say our opponents is not Xbox, because it's evolved beyond that. You know, you got to understand, Amazon is a player now. Okay, they just had commercials during the Game Awards where they were talking about Amazon Luna. Now, to call that fair, I'm not going to be buying Amazon Luna. Not because I have anything against it or because it's bad, but because of the fact that, well, I can't say I don't have anything against it. What I feel as though happened was, like, all right, prime example, take YouTube and Theta, for instance. I'm on YouTube and Theta, right? And I'm able to build my communities on both, right? And grow as a streamer and grow as a brand awareness person, an internet personality, and, you know, build my gaming brand bigger and my community bigger as the days go on. Every day we grow, right? Now, you take something like that where you can easily just come in, upload videos, start streaming, make a name for yourself, right? Like, you can hit the ground running. Now, you put that up against something like Amazon Luna, right? Where basically these guys launched this project like a year or two ago, right? They gave keys and specific outlets to specific people. Like, they let certain streamers in. And this isn't a knock on anybody that got in. This is not a jab at anybody that's, you know, currently on there or anything like that. This is just me, like I said, calling the way I see it from my audience. These videos are for the 51 dynasties, so our community, so that way they can know where things stand every couple of paces. They can say, okay, he made a video about this day. He made a video about this day. Then he did this, you know, not just I did something and then you don't know why I did it, right? So the thing about it is, Luna launched privately. I call it a private launch. They gave keys to certain streamers and certain people that met certain qualifications, I guess, and they have had a whole year to build their base on this platform. You know, probably reaching things like what do you call those? What's the name of that thing? Partners, right? They probably reach partner level. They probably reach partner status. They already are out in the front. They probably didn't change the requirements for the brand to be a little bit more because now they got people streaming. So to me, I feel that's kind of a disadvantage. You see what I'm saying? I feel that the platform chose their main stars and then said, okay, now that we have the main stars set up, the rest of you guys can come in and make a name for yourself. And that to me feels a little unfair, especially when your game, when you compare it, is not as popular as Xbox Game Cloud. And this isn't a knock at PlayStation, because we're going to get into that a little bit later. What I think PlayStation is, oh, okay, I thought the screen went out. They went to a break. What PlayStation is going to get into. But right now, Xbox, I feel as though, just to call it fair, Nintendo is the best portable game console outright, okay? Because Nintendo has games that it requires the internet, but the difference is you could use like your phone as the internet to get it done. Now, if you're talking about streaming, like if you want like some of the banger games, That's where you go to your Xbox xCloud. Now your xCloud, if it's still called xCloud, right? Your xCloud is where you get your streamer games, your bangers, you know, your AAA deckers. All right, this is where you get your games. This is where you get your Maddens, your 2Ks, your Battlefield, your Call of Duty, your Fortnite, you know, stuff, your Assassin's Creed. This is where you get those style games. Ghost Recon, you know, these are where you get those games and you play them on the go, right? So for me, Xbox xCloud stepped up before Amazon Luna stepped up. Now Nintendo stepped up before they stepped up. So Nintendo's always gonna have a place for me because it's not nostalgia. It's because they make good games. Like, to be honest with you, uh I play what's the name of that game? Animal Crossing. I don't play it as much as I did when it first came out because, like, as a gamer, here's my thing. I don't have big qualifications for what a game needs to do to justify me purchasing it. It all it all kind of depends on, number one, how much you actually paid. If you paid, like with Animal Crossing, I think I paid like $60, right? I've been got 60 hours in. If you wanna call it fair, if you pay $60 at an arcade, this is the theory that I use, right? Back in the day when I was a kid, you would go to the arcade and you had to pay 4 quarters to play a game, whether it be Marvel versus Capcom, whether it be the shooter title, whether it be Blitz. You know, they have Blitz in arcades, whether it be Cruising World, whether it be a shooting game, whatever. You had to pay 4 quarters typically to get a period of time in the game before you had to put in more money, right? So if you take that method to where we are today, right? If you pay, turn this audio down a little bit because it's a little loud. I don't want it to be loud in the background and you can't hear me. Um, if you take the method of that today and you say, okay, I paid $60 for the game, so then at bare minimum you should get at least 60 hours of gameplay, at least $1 an hour, right? Just like the arcades. With most games, I get that 60 hours in the first couple of days and I'm gone, and it doesn't have to justify itself to me anymore. Like with Animal Crossing, I have not beat Animal Crossing in game, and I still feel that Animal Crossing is one of the best games to ever come out on Switch. People that don't play Animal Crossing don't understand Animal Crossing. You see what I'm saying? People that don't own a Nintendo Switch don't understand Nintendo Switch. It's like, to be one, you gotta understand one. You see what I'm saying? Like, or really or to say it in a different way, to understand, you kind of gotta be one. You know, you gotta be a gamer on these platforms to actually understand, calling it fair, to understand why they're so good. You know, like with PlayStation, here's the thing. Just getting into that, PlayStation doesn't have to sell itself to me on other games. I'm a God of War fan. Look at my name, Saltares. It didn't come from just God of War. It came from a lot of things. I like, you know, it's a short of my name. It's also at the same time, it's one of those type of things where basically the Aries part is a nod to what I feel was, um, in the Bible, it's classified as paganism, and it is what it is. But basically, I feel as though it was okay. Here come that phone call. So give me a minute. I'm gonna switch out. So we're back with the stream. Basically, if you're new to it, as far as what we're doing here tonight, the gameplay is background gameplay. We're chopping it up about some topics, gaming in general, gaming related. We're going to keep it gaming. Might be a hashtag I get going for our streams. But essentially, yeah. So what I was saying was with the Aries pick and everything like that. I like history. It connects in a lot of different ways and stuff. I mean, of course, to my own Christianity and stuff like that. It's you know, what is it? What do they call it? Paganism and things like that. So it is what it is. But I still like the place in history and what it stands for and stuff like that, and its place. So that's why we chose, Saltares and Rose Aries as far as for SR51 Media, right? Now, when you, and excuse my cold, that's why my voice, and Nintendo can say, okay, just want to make sure the stream was cool. So, Nintendo can say what they want. No, Nintendo abandoned our ass. Excuse me, right? Trying to cut down the language for you and stuff, in case kids are watching. Even though it's not made for kids, everybody has that ear knowledge, that earphone range that you don't want to hear nothing. So excuse me for that one. But Nintendo abandoned us, because I remember sitting there with the GameCube, like, come on, system. It was either the GameCube or the 64, and I'm sitting there like, come on, system, right? And basically, Xbox came out, PlayStation came out, and they didn't come out with a new system. And I chose Xbox, and went forward from the Xbox OG to the 360 to the one to where we are now, right? Now, the reason why I say that is PlayStation to me has really stepped up over the past, let's say, 2 to 3 months type of thing, right? I shouldn't say 2 to 3 months. I would say 2 to 3 years, right? But they never really had to me. So you don't have to, like I was saying with the 60-hour thing, you don't have to sell me a game that has to play. I mean, if you can sell me a game that I can play for year round or years on end, hey, that just makes you look better as a brand. But one thing that PlayStation does pretty well is the whole, let's say, story element to things, where you play a game like God of War, and when you finish it, you don't go back and play it, but it sticks with you. You're like, this was an amazing game type of thing, right? So you got the Game Awards, right? Where It Takes Two takes Game of the Year. Now, I didn't even put time into Resident Evil 7. I put time into older Resident Evils, just a little bit, here and there, playing it with other cousins and family and stuff like that. But I feel as though Resident Evil, just from what I watched streamers play, because I watched a good amount of hours of the gameplay of it. I feel like that should have won outright, right? Or when you say the Psychonauts 2 game, at the same time, yeah, it's in contender. It should have won as well, but I feel like they picked It Takes Two in more of a neutral standpoint, and that's where the stance really comes from the brands. That's why it's kind of hard to understand the whole console war thing. I'm like, for me, once I got my PS4 last time, I was like, oh, they got some games. I'm cruising through the menu like, oh, these dudes ain't playing. These dudes got them a good amount of games, right? So even now, right? I'm like, we can stream this same thing to this channel. We can stream the same thing to our data network, right? It's up to us, right? How we go about this. And when I say us, I mean all of us as 51 Dynasties. I take everybody's opinion in. Even when you like and retweet something that shows me, okay, well, you like what's going on and stuff like that. This is why I said, the after game awards party, chill, because I'm like, all right, what do you do after, you go to like a backstage event where you chop it up about what you saw. So It Takes Two to me taking Game of the Year. I'm not going to argue that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people enjoyed that game, and, they had an amazing time with it. Probably did team up. Let me skip this. Can I skip it? Do they allow me to skip it? Okay. Um, because of their talking and stuff may come over. But It Takes Two taking it, good job on them. Looks like a pretty good game. I'm pretty sure people. Let me bring the audio up just a bit, so you have some game audio where you don't have to struggle. Taking game of the year, I don't have a problem with that. I don't think that it should, not have gotten it. I just feel as though other games should have got it. That's why they wouldn't have got it, type thing. Even now, I'm enjoying Battlefield more than I'm enjoying, because I can do work. So I'm going to switch over from, what time is it, about 10? Let's get a game in, so we got at least one of our games in. Because I can do work and talk at the same time with with my career. So we get at least one game in. Because I remember that last stream where we were playing, and then I had to chop it out. I had to roll. So I was like, oh, okay, I had to cut this one off. Ain't nothing pop. Let's go to the quests. Everything's been clear, which is good. We can just play games. Next game is against the Bulls. We're first place in the East, which is great. Clippers are first place in the West. Lakers are number 3. Nets, Celtics, Bucks, Heats, Hawks, Bulls, Wizards. Okay, so the Bull. Wait, hold on. You are not allowed to play or simulate games. The Glory win Rookie of the Year. What? I won Rookie of the Year? That don't make sense. Talk to your agent about campaigning for Rookie of the Year in the press. Oh, okay. My agent. Oh, I gotta turn. 1 second. I gotta get the audio back up for you. All right, we in it. So talk to your agent about. All right, let's go outside. I'm pretty sure the agent is outside in a different building. Yeah. Get these headphones on. All right. I would buy a car today or tomorrow if they allowed me to in this store. But I like the skateboard aspect because I remember when you had to run around the city. I'm gonna cut through this mall. I ain't running around the mall. Hopefully this is the right turn.
Well, hello there, Mr. Superstar. How are you today?
Can't complain. No complaints.
Looks like you are with Ms. Palmer today. Working on something special, are
Hey,
we?
I don't know. Could be. Could be.
Well, I don't want to keep you waiting. Head right up. She's in her office.
Where is that again?
Big one glass windows on the corner. You can't miss it.
Awesome. Thank you, Jess.
So, about this Rookie of the Year race, I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to do a little something to put a stamp on my candy.
Ooh, you talking about an exclamation point? Okay.
Oh, well, treat it like an election. Try to win or try to lose.
I got a campaign for it. I got you.
Okay, let's see. Look, you're in the home stretch here, so they're going to be looking at these games a little closer. Big individual performance right now while the race is coming to a close. That's an exclamation point. I was thinking something like this.
Oh, is this all?
If winning Rookie of the Year was easy, everyone would win.
Okay. Okay, look, that's fair enough.
Look, you pull off something like this, and I can guarantee you the voters will take notice.
Ooh, you already know I'm up for the challenge. Let's do it.
Good. And good luck.
I don't need luck, but thank you. I'll see you soon, Diane.
You got it.
And Diane Palmer has given some goals she thinks will help you win Rookie of the Year. 9 post spin finishes, step backs, 2 player of the games, 2 40-point games. But we can knock down maybe one of those 40-point games next. I don't know about all that post spin fade-back crap. That's where I might have to lose on that one and just win outright. And if I get it, I get it. I don't. They don't give us access to the... That must be a different jersey. Like in the rotation differently. Let's go with these. I'm pretty sure the Bulls got old jerseys. So as I was saying, that's what I don't really understand about the whole like back and forth console war thing. I mean, like I prefer Nintendo over everybody because of the portability and the fact that they're making games. I think the only thing that's holding Nintendo back is their hardware. Like if Nintendo had like a 4K, I mean they have 4K now, so but no, they don't have 4K on the Switch. If they had 4K, like on the Switch with a um, oh, let me get that. Start it off. Hold on, let me see what I had last time.
A man on a mission. He dropped in 34 points, and that was just the start of it. He wound up with a triple-double in what was quite a display for him. When you look at the stats,
Oh, you ain't got a 3, huh?
mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
Out of here. Curry. Right. Let's go. Let's go. So, what I was saying was, because they're going to call a play. But yeah, basically, let me get that. Look at that. So, I mean, when I got my PS4, right, I was like, yeah, man, look at all these God of War games. I thought I had to go in here and buy God of War 1 through, let's say, 4 or 5 or however many they made. They had them as part of the subscription service. I see the 3. They all normally were just there. So I'm like, okay, that's a plus on PlayStation side. And then at the same time, also they're talking about coming up with a subscription service where they want to compete with. Good block, beat. They want to come up with a subscription service. Take that foul. That competes with Game Pass. So, I mean, even if they don't put their games in it day one, which I'm not going to sit up here and say they are going to do, but let's say they don't put their games in there day one, but they put games in there a couple months after it's been out. That's pretty good, Like somebody like myself, right, that owns a Nintendo Switch, that owns an Xbox Series S, that would own a PlayStation at that time, would be like, I can just go play something else until that time, And then I saw a couple games too. I don't know if I said that before. Infamous Second Son looked pretty nice, or Infamous Second Son looked pretty nice, but I think that's the second one of 2. So, see, I don't want to just give him an open 3, then he start banking them. Look at that.
Guys, this has been an incredible performance this quarter. I mean, he's getting the ball where he likes it and just going to work.
What happened was, I missed a couple God of Wars. I bought a PSP, if I'm calling that correctly, a PSP, right? And I had all the way up to, I think it was like 1,000 series or 2,000 series, something like that. When they started coming out with the series, I was like, oh, okay, this is where I'm done. I'll take that. Right. So, and excuse me if I'm not calling it in the exact order. An exact order and pace of when they came out. Like, I'm pretty sure I could be wrong about which came first, because I'm pretty sure the 64 came before the GameCube or vice versa. But I'm pretty sure I think the GameCube was the last one. One of those systems was my last stand with Nintendo because they didn't bring out a new system. They didn't have none of the new games. So, like I said, I went over to Xbox. Now, later on, when I gripped the PlayStation, the reason why, if you're wondering now, I don't have it, is because if I'm gonna buy a, I'm trying to find a space for him. Damn, I can't believe I missed that.
Hey, good luck trying to move Embiid
If I'm gonna buy
last position.
a
Anybody can do this.
PS5, right? What am I gonna do with the PS4? Like, none of the games can be played on it. PlayStation isn't doing what Xbox is doing. Nothing against them, but they're not doing what Xbox is doing, where you can, transition your games for free. I think they might have changed that. I gotta look it up. They might have changed that, but last I checked, they wasn't doing that. And for me, I'm there for God of War. All the other games are just icing on the cake. To be honest, that's why I want to stick more with the digital one, because for some apparent reason, I don't know, I think it fits better. But copping it, I think it's better than PC. Like, I know I was dancing around, for a minute there with it, because the thing about it, I'm an iOS user. So if I buy a PC, it's like a foreign hardware in my setup, right? Right. So the thing about it is, I think the PSP gives us more games and widens our base, not as in a brand, like as a community. Like, this way, if you guys see, guys and gals, of course, not just saying guys, I just use that as a term. If you all see a game that you feel as I need to take a look at, being new to PlayStation, I can. Or if I play games that have been on PlayStation for a while and some people have opinions about them, I'm going to be playing them for the first time.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing the defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Yeah, you're right. Not one second chance bucket for the opposition. They're boxing out on every shot. And the bucket is
It's like anybody. If you guys and gals were playing on PlayStation your whole life and you bought an Xbox, all Gears and was it Gears and Halo and Forza and Sea of Thieves and Crackdown and all these games would be new to you. You never played them before. So that's kind of what'll happen with PlayStation. Like with God of War, I want to play them and beat them, but I also don't want to be frustrated. I'm one of those type of gamers where I'm not trying to be like, continuously trying to beat a level day after day after day. But I also want to keep footage of it too. There's a so of course I would get the services as well. I feel like that's just fair. If you're gonna have the services on
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
damn,
going with confidence, making them count in the early going here.
Okay, well, let's check in with
missed that.
reporting from the sideline. Well, Billy Donovan gave me a few minutes. We talked about his plan to try and take Tobias Harris out of the equation on offense. Coach told me Harris can attack you in so many ways on offense.
I gotta get some energy. Hold on.
Is to give him multiple looks on defense. So we'll rotate a handful of guys on him tonight. We'll see how that plays out. Guys?
Okay, David, much appreciated. Shot clock at 3. Hits at the
Look at that.
from the bucket from Silk. Silk's got 17.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight.
About to have him at almost 20 points. So yeah, of course I'm gonna get the services too, mainly because I want to treat it fairly, and I think that's the best way to get the best experience of consoles nowadays is to everybody has a service, and typically the services give you a lot of games and stuff. As far as judging, it's gonna help with game reviews. I really want to start getting that lined out. That's why I didn't do one for 2K and Madden and games like that, because I'm still currently, very deep into it. So I want to be able to write in depth when I talk about specific careers, functions, and stuff like that. Man, hopefully he didn't put me on the bench too long. I'm trying to score 40 tonight. All right, second quarter, 10 minutes. Me and Embiid.
Never let up, Embiid. You got him on the run.
Mid-range scoring, three-point scoring, inside scoring. Okay, so it's inside 72. That ain't much. Mid-range is 87. That's a lot. 3 is 83. So he has a monstrous 3. No defense, no rebounding, no perimeter. Okay, so he's an outside shooter playing power forward. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And then, I'm gonna give other games a chance too, like to take you. I don't know. I'm not a Last of Us person, but I could see Horizon Zero Dawn. I can see that. And Terrell out here scoring too.
He'll proclaim it himself to you if you're within earshot. Embiid's mid-range shot is the key that opens everything up for him.
Now here's ball.
So
Gotten some minutes, but nothing of a and then Levine.
couldn't rotate too far.
And you see why Levine's been a hard, tough out in the slam dunk contest. Has a natural ability to entertain the audience, and that bounce and athleticism certainly doesn't hurt either.
And the
Look at that.
76ers tack on 2 more.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
Pass to Johnson. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Nobody near Williams.
I moved away from him too far.
Could have been much better defense. I mean, you can't give this guy any room to operate.
Pass to Silk. Back to Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
I think this is what Simmons loves to do more than anything. When he's looking to score, he wants to get all the way to the rack.
Down low. And it's Johnson that time on the assist.
Out of points on that one. Out of position on that one.
Found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Simmons dishes to Embiid. Philadelphia moving the ball over.
Give me the ball. I'm trying to put this 40 up tonight.
Here's Silk. He's guarded by Williams. To the inside. Here's Harris. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Harris has really become much more adept at finishing hard shots. Great focus there.
And along with terrific production, Harris is an interesting team leader. Very positive in his approach.
Steps back. The kick out to Williams. Williams sends a screen for DeRozan. And the shot is good.
I have a hand up in his face.
Court breakdown there. I mean, the defense has to know where DeRozan wants to do the most work. That's his sweet spot there.
And Greg, Harris has grown more vocal as his comfort level on the team has risen. Free throw shooting here. Curry's checked in for Korkmaz. Ball, the pass to Johnson. On the wing, Williams. Here's Levine. Johnson outside. Kick out to Levine. DeRozan passes.
Working him. Those things are a bit choppy. Let's see if it clears up. Okay, now it's clear. It's choppy there for a second though. I don't know what that was going on. See if we can put this 40 up on him. But yeah, so I started thinking about it, and then with the setup stuff, I kind of like iOS better, so I'm thinking iMac over top of that.
Picked up by Harris.
Just because of the fact that, damn, I fouled him. Should just put a hand up and let him get it.
Giles with 30 this in one game. Who's going to beat that?
That's a hard one to top. I mean, 30 dimes in one game. I mean, that is just amazing. One, you got to pass it well, and two, you got to have great shooters around you. Westbrook had a game with 24 assists last year, but that's still a far cry from 30. I think that may very well be an untouchable record, Kevin.
That one is good from Joel.
Me and B got to work hard tonight. As soon as they put that 40 thing up, now I get triple teamed. I got 20 points and they triple teaming me.
You need to know.
I'm gonna just get this double-double and then get a, if I don't get a 40 this game, we still got other games.
To DeRozan. And again, no good by Chicago. For Philadelphia, they've gotten nearly everything to fall for them here in the second quarter. They're a great 7 of 8 from the floor. The shot's good from Silver.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Now, here's Ball. Last game out, he had 14. Here's Williams, 6 to shoot. And Embiid with the block. Here's Silk. He's guarded by Williams. Harris outside. Passes it to Silk. To the left wing. Embiid, the pass to Silk. And stolen by Williams.
Damn. I was on him, but I must trying to call for the ball wrong. We was throwing it back and forth, and they figured it out.
Bean passes to DeRozan. 6 on the shot clock. Johnson with a screen on Harris. Here's DeRozan. Rebounded by Silk. Silk's got 6 rebounds in the game. Curry passes to Silk. The 11-footer. Again, Philadelphia.
Let's go.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Now here's Williams. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Williams has a screen for Ball. Back to Williams. They could use a bucket. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Harris has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And it's Ball in the corner.
Made him dribble around me.
Outside DeRozan. The pass to Johnson. Levine against Curry. Rebounded by Silk. Silk's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Curry passes to Silk. And a lot of contact on that.
I'll take that foul.
Shoot 2 here. 11 at the free throw line. And the first one at the line is good. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Andre Drummond's checked in for Joel Embiid. Green comes in for Harris. Shake Milton, he's checked in for Seth Curry.
All right, all right.
For Ben Simmons. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Vucevic checked in for Alize Johnson. O'Neal comes in for Patrick Williams. White, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Alex Caruso in for Lonzo Ball. Levine, good.
You can just see the passion and love with which he plays the game. You see how he prepares, the work ethic, the way he interacts with his teammates. And when he hits the floor, it's all about the game.
Come on, time to go.
Dancing Danny Green, and you can see why. Excellent offensive instincts there.
Caruso kicks to Levine. Yep, it counts. Levine's got 6 here in this quarter.
Boy, he's really been dominant in this one. Unfortunately, he hasn't had much help.
Pass to Silk. That shot, no good.
Missed that one.
Chicago the other way.
Went the wrong angle.
Coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
And, you know, that's all about effort, and I'm sure their coach let them have it for the lack thereof.
Vucevic with the bucket.
Well, it's been a work in progress, but it actually has paid dividends. Vucevic has worked hard to become a legitimate three-point shooter.
Here's Silk, guarded by O'Neal. Silk, good on the
Look
ball.
at that.
Silk's got 32 points.
Boy, what a quarter for him. I mean, he's found his rhythm, and he's really riding that wave right now.
Vucevic dishes to White. Clock at 6. From down low, it's Chicago with another bucket.
The IQ of White, reading those pick and rolls and just taking what the D gives him. And with Kobe White, you hate to see him settle. He's best when going at the rim.
Yeah.
Wins if he takes that mid-range jumper. This offense just continues to impress.
Yeah, getting hotter and hotter. They're really cooking now. Actually, cooking with gas, and you know what kind of heat that is. Fire! He's somebody that's really comfortable carrying the offensive load.
And Greg, with Kobe White, he's a solid shooter, but teams have keyed in on him.
I just want to see him more in attack mode. He's a solid finisher when he gets in there, and it could take his game to the next level. And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Caruso, the pass to Levine. He kicks it to O'Neal.
No wasted trips at all. They're
Take that foul. It's like his fourth.
Knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter. That's superb.
He's made all 6 of his tries at the line so far.
And how good has he been at the line?
He sure has been. I mean, you could tell that he had that nice rhythm right from the start. You know, one thing about getting going at the free throw line like he has this season, it can continue to carry over.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Korkmaz is checked in. Philadelphia's gone a very strong 4 for 5 from three-point land in the ball game. Here's Silk. Kicks it to Drummond. Pass to Korkmaz.
I don't got the energy for it. Let me see.
Here's Silk. And that's the final possession with the nice defense right there. And so
Got 37. Halftime. Goal is 40 and a win for this stream. Talked a bit. But yeah, I'm going to talk more, you know, in depth. We're going to be doing separate content and stuff like that.
Through 2 quarters, you can just imagine what his stat line will look like at the end of this one.
Going for a triple-double. As soon as I get that 40, I'm going for assists.
He's not going to start taking it easy. I think he's going to be going hard until that final whistle blows.
That's not a foul. Are you kidding me?
This season, 88% on the line, so he has been in a comfort zone.
You know, he's been one
So,
of those players they've wanted on the line as much as possible this season,
yeah,
especially
like,
in close games.
for me,
now here's Simmons. And
shit, too far.
put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right
He gave me the lane, but that was still too far.
now. Here's Ball after the miss from Silk. DeRozan with it. Cans the 12-footer. DeRozan's got 10 points in the game.
Guys, you remember when DeMar DeRozan first came into the league? He was just really a raw athlete. Now he's a finely tuned offensive juggernaut.
Here's Silk. 37 points for him.
Missed that one.
Outside. Ball.
I didn't get my full bar of health back when I was on the bench. I wasn't on the bench that long.
Back to Ball.
What's he doing?
Back to Levine. Lets the 3 fly. That
Oh, he was pulling one of those.
from Ball. Ball's got 3 assists tonight.
Oh, they must have started scoring.
To close out on those 3
Give me that.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
The shot's good from Silk.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Now here's Levine. 17 points in the game.
Boy, how about Levine cooking these defenders? He's a lot of fun to watch.
Simmons passes to Silk. Shoots from 8. Again, Philadelphia.
Let's go.
It's just hard to believe that someone can perform at such a high level. They've got to thank him for this lead.
Simmons against Ball. And Levine, here we go. Count it. Levine's got 7 points for the quarter.
Levine, an outstanding.
All right, let's work on these assists.
Tremendous burst to the hoop.
Pass to Curry. Here's Silk. He's guarded by Johnson. Here's Silk. Here's Embiid. And
Oh, that was Embiid right there. I thought it was Drummond. I'd have threw it to him.
bucket right there.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Levine wide open. No good.
I was about to say, if they give him that ridiculous 3,
Looked good from here.
Simmons passes to Silk. Here's Embiid.
ran out of energy, you got to beat.
Throws it down.
Embiid, what a show of force right there, going hard at the rim for the dunk.
DeRozan against Curry. Outside DeRozan. Vucevic's screen on Curry. And DeRozan.
Oh, he dunked on both of us.
Boy, I tell you,
Ooh. That was tough. One second.
And Simmons has got the ball.
All right, I'm on the bench. Let's see if I come back before the game's over. Yep, 2 minutes in the third. 3-point scoring, perimeter defense, inside scoring. All right, so he has the 3. Perimeter defense, no post defense, mid-range, and a shot. Oh, he has to do with 4 fouls if he hasn't picked up his 5th already. I'm going for these assists now, brother. Oh, I got my score strength, my score energy back. Oh, let me see that. They about to. Let me see that. They too close. Y'all don't let them get too close.
Here's Silk. Good work there.
Look at that.
Silk's got 43 points.
And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
Caruso, the pass to DeRozan. O'Neal with it. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. 6 to shoot. Here's Caruso. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. The 76ers leading by 16. Silk passes to Drummond. And he
Drummond.
misses the glass on the way.
Probably work on these assists.
and you know, Drummond has no problem playing through contact. He excels at using that strong body of his to fight through contact and finish.
Now here's DeRozan. He's got 14. Can't hit from 12.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Now the pass to Silk. Stolen by O'Neal. And here we go.
Oh, he stole that one away. Come on, Maxie.
Up the middle. The shot.
Gotta be better with the pass. What was that? No, that wasn't Maxie. That was Milton.
Vucevic has got 3 assists tonight. Pass to Silk. We've got 1:13 left here in the third quarter. Another shot, and it's in there. Silk's got 45 points.
I mean, he is just demoralizing his opponent right now on the backboard. They didn't want anything to do with him on that possession. Almost like they were just giving up on the play.
I love his ability to carry his team for long stretches in games. And we're right now in one of those stretches. He's been doing this for a couple of games in a row now, so he's rolling.
Here's DeRozan after the made shot from Silk. We've got 33 seconds left in the third. Inside. Here's Maxey. Banked in off the
That's right, Maxie got that assist for me. That's right. I was like, come on, don't just pass it.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Chicago teardrop. And DeRozan finishing inside. DeRozan's got 18 points.
What a nice touch from DeRozan. A savvy veteran. Makes it
Oh,
easy when he's
buck the three on him. Maxey with the good last minute shot. Go ahead. One second.
You're doing a great job with MP, coach. He looks awesome.
All right, let's get back to it. 1 second.
The 76ers.
All right, let's go. Oh, my cord's caught up. And B got that one too.
tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get.
And Embiid drops them both.
You'd be hard-pressed to find someone more confident than Embiid.
He's got plenty of confidence, and he's a funny guy, too. Extremely entertaining. He said, the mindset I get when I'm on the floor is that I'm the best player in the gym. And much of the time, he ain't wrong.
Now here's White. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials.
Foul? Are you kidding me?
That wasn't even a foul.
Lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
Here's Silk. From 8. And the jumper falls for him.
I mean, they're not gonna guard me. I'll run this up to 60.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle and that their offensive end.
And it goes out of bounds.
Good defense. So yeah, I didn't pull up all the game awards. Awards. I know Halo got one, if I'm not mistaken. Halo got one. Forza Horizon 5 got one. Both of those are good games.
Drives in.
And you know, Embiid is a decorated defender.
The
Consistently brings energy on this end of the court.
Over to the left wing. Here's Silk, who's guarded by Johnson. The shot's good from Silk.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking
Forza Horizon's a good game. I got to get my expansion card. If you're wondering why I'm not game switching a lot, like, man, one of the things I used to do on the live streams was I used to game switch a lot. That out of here.
With the rebound. Embiid's got 8 rebounds in this game. good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
For three, Levine. The shot's good.
I don't know who's supposed to be guarding that guy.
Vucevic has got his 4th assist in this one. Embiid is at the elbow. It's stolen by Vucevic. Lets it fly from 18. Levine's shot is on.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Wasted no time on that one. Silk's got 53.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot.
Here's White. No good. Curry with some nice D. And Simmons has got the ball here for Philadelphia. To the paint. It's tipped. It's stolen by Vucevic. White with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. The wide open look here for Vucevic. Good from long range.
You know, Vucevic is pretty good, guys, in catch and shoot situations. That's not often the case for a guy his size.
8 feet away. Second shot opportunity. Embiid. Count that one as his 7th bank in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know, that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Out of hand
Look at that.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold, this boy. Man.
Look at that.
good from Silk.
Yeah, that's good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
Johnson sets the screen for Levine. To the middle. Here's Vucevic. They get it back. It's over Embiid. And it's Vucevic missing.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with Rivers.
Give me that.
Throws coming up, and they call it.
Vucevic guy's 5th too.
Hands on Embiid. Lightning quick.
That's right, putting in work. We in this 2K now. We done won them bowls already.
Personal preference, but the landscape has shifted and changed, and it's overall probably a positive thing for the players.
And some changes here for the 76ers. Matisse Thybulle checked in for Harris. And it's Green in for Ben Simmons. Then for the Bulls, Williams comes in for Nikola Vucevic. And it's Brown in for White. Both free throws good from Silk. Chicago's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the 4th quarter. The kick out to Brown. Ball, the pass to Johnson. And the Bulls with another miss. The 76ers have gotten it done so far from the field here in the 4th, going 6 for 7. Passes it to Silk. Now Embiid. Right side Curry. For 3. Drills. Corner.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. As a matter of fact, I hate to see teams get conservative with the lead. As long as they're good shots, take them, and as long as they're falling, continue to take them. Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim, that's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
The pass to Silk. Feeds it to Embiid. Uses the glass.
Got him for the 7th assist.
Embiid's got 6 here in this quarter.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue
I'm trying to get that 20th rebound.
way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
No matter what,
It's 20th rebound.
they just can't convert to stop this run.
And, you know, they've got to be careful because this is when the team concept breaks down and guys start playing hero ball.
Ball against Curry. It's Brown on the wing. Right side Levine. Back to Brown. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. 76ers have gone on a tear here in the 4th. They're 8 of 9 on field goal attempts in the quarter. Here's Silk. He's guarded by Williams. Embiid trying to break loose. No good from Silk.
He was giving me the lane.
Believe
a screen on Curry. Ball, no good.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Pass to Sill. And in this era of player empowerment, Clark, you think star players have ever had more leverage than they do today?
No question they have not. With social media, the platforms players have been able to build, the following the NBA has, not just domestically, but globally, all of that has converged to give players a significant amount of power. And not to discount the fact that players are more aware and educated in so many of the business aspects of the game than I've ever seen them. And that's an encouraging sign from my perspective. You know, every year Embiid seems to kick his scoring up just a notch. I think he realizes how dominant he can be.
He upset. He trying to make a name for himself out here. I noticed he's been calling for the ball.
Johnson sets the screen for Ball. Again, Ball missing.
The scoring efficiency has been low, and it's not helping them on the scoreboard.
Curry passes to Sill. And there's the feed to Embiid.
There you go. That's 8.
Embiid's got 23.
That's a nice soft touch from Embiid. Well, he's so smooth for a guy of his size. Scoring inside for him looks effortless.
Now here's Williams. Outside, Levine. 5 on the clock to the right side. Will it go? Here's Johnson. Got a piece of it.
Good blocking, beat.
Bible on the wing. Silk passes to Embiid. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Here's Silk. And good. He hits it again.
Make that 61 points.
Yep, everything is going his way right now. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Ball feeling it out a bit. Johnson sets the screen for Ball. Eyes again, and it's blocked.
Get out of here.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Philadelphia.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like
Oh, man. Come on. 2 assists, y'all. 2 assists.
they were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And the effort here tonight, adding to the W column for the season, will go down as their 48th win.
And on the season, this is going to be their 3rd win in 4 games against this team.
And you could see how badly they wanted this win. For two very familiar opponents, a win in the season series really carries an awful lot of extra weight.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Silk.
And, you know, there was no stopping him tonight. Whenever he got the ball, he was looking to score. And
Oh, 2
rightly so.
turnovers.
Ball, the pass to Levine, and Bible sends it back. They recover it. And it's Brown missing.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look. But when you're that wide open,
63. I'll take that one. 63 and 23 is 23 rebounds. Yeah, when you got nobody in the paint, it can happen.
boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about. That's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it. They've done it.
Johnson kicks to Levine.
Shot 50% above the field for 63 points. Led the game in total defensive rebounds. Lead the game in total free throws made. Yep. Really good game, I feel. Put up to 40 points. You know, flowed with the team. I had 63 points, 23 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 blocks. A+ game rating. Good performance, good performance. Got another red badge. We'll check that out. Got another 900 from VC. So that's 140-point game down for her. Step back. Ball can't stop. Big night. Saltares hit a big night for the 76ers last night. Season best 63 points. A threat every time with the ball. Saltares, the 76ers won on offensive tear last night, posting season high 63 points. Tonight win is our 21st straight. Show your support, fans. We want to hear your next game. So this has been fun. I wanted to, like I said, have a small get together, a little small after party from the Game Awards, just to chill and talk games. Just to wrap up some of the things I was talking about. Basically, just enjoy your games. We're here for the debate. I'm here, as a community. We're all here for the debate. I myself am going to be leading it on which games I think are good, which games I think are better. I still think God of War is the king of all PlayStation games. I don't hear nothing about it. When I get it, we'll debate it more. When it comes to Xbox, I still myself would say Halo's still the king of Xbox, and that's just the way it goes. But there'll be more content on these topics coming in the future. Make sure to stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like. Of course, if you could drop a like on the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. But make sure you're subscribed. You got alerts set so you get notified whenever I go live. Running the tabs from you left to right. I am SR51 Media on Twitter, where I am active. Typically after this stream and during the day, I'm active on Twitter. I am also SR51 Media on Theta.tv. That's Theta TV. That's T as in Tom, H as in Harry, E as in Excellent. Oh, wait, excuse me. Theta.tv, I'm sorry. I'm out here spelling the wrong way. Theta.tv, I already did that for you. Theta.tv/SR51 Media. That is our official community over there. If you want to drop a follow over there to help us build over there, that'd be greatly appreciated. This is, of course, the SR51 Media channel for YouTube, our official YouTube channel where all live streams and podcasts go. And if you could also drop a visit to the official brand website, www.sr51media.com. That'd be greatly appreciated as well. There's over 100 hours of gameplay there and more content to come. This was amazing. Let me back out of this and give you one last chill of the tree. Let's not make it staring at my back and things like that. Let's come on over here to the Christmas tree with the holiday givens. And a little too far. Let's come back over here to the holiday chill. And like I was saying, I'm looking into things. Because I don't want to get just to let you know, just to wrap it up before we get out of here, I don't want to get the system and not have the subscription and games I want to get with it, because I'm pretty sure some games don't come with the subscription. Like, I don't know if God of War comes with PlayStation Now. I don't know what accessories I need for PlayStation. How things go, it might be done earlier. But once again, I want to thank everybody for coming in. Make sure you come comment and chop it up with me on Twitter. Make sure you drop a follow on Theta.tv/SR51 Media. Make sure you like and subscribe, and alerts are set for the YouTube channel here. And make sure you check out the brand website. This has been fun. Can't wait to do another one. Have a good rest of your night. Peace.